Awo ya you. You will lay a desire. Then I'd wear that power. President Gay, via Yatiga, this again. I say, oh, me, I'm right. And by doing you, I'm a part of my trade there. Well, on it goes away. Alas, I go that Gianna, we say you. Papa Mora, get me up when anywhere, Mamba Sivole. Sivole. L'arrangeur parmi national, très trop fort. Puis à quoi everyone by say so where that you will get. I want say bobo. There be oh. Do a play you go back for money. Papa nye guitar, petit, blazo fait sonner. Kaidaka. Bena paya posa gogo mambo panjagu Apoblo akafwe Kwa posa nyoka fwe Pe afonte mwa bandi yopo kle nyukiye Nyonjo si mwe Posko kata tuyo kwe atrinyo diyo Emo o Nese tokan Is a book where they play. Go on, yeah, I can't salute. Post to a gather to your way, I think on the one. Emo, Nesetoka. Now, with is a book where they play. Go on, yeah, can you get? Now, getting your way, and your sound simply a name. I do. Let's do what you just grab it to work on. There you go, are you an owl? Taibo Bodakiano, and now we say you over. I want to your Clamana, need a boy. And yes, I'm going to buy the good mwege. Hey, Imo, am I gay? One of what I want, I guess me, I'm done, and in the boy. Oh, ow. Bobo that Giano and now we say you so like it, I'm going to never go. Netoni and Rayo. Hey, are you? Opo Glega say, oh, yeah, I'm a cocky labor. Kaidaka, when it was to work, I go to let you know halfway. I just see how this is what I say. Bobo, yeah, la loi de mon pays, moi ne mon télé, télé by Botamu, Kanyada. Planning Clapper, Renegation, Baka on Lage, the Pussy Bo, the PSC baby. The Tony don't you get up one, there was a Bob was a dressy, Mango, Valley Bobo, that Giano, and I will say you over. I will. Saibo. Back to a black blind to a soul, say. I just want to lay a back to an hour, you see you okay. Wait, you, Ivo, Saibo, and they get up and block where John B. Bangla. On the Kriana walk like a bad day, noir. It was a was it. So, the one you're naturally found, clever Sule. Bobo that Giano and I will say you over. I'm done it. Where are you? Two of away. I know Russell. Gay bear Russell. South Africa, your part, your way. Thank you for your work and my one. I'm the Pope on your woman. Don't feel it. I say, oh, Claudio. Say, back in where we are coming. Say, Bobo that Giano and I will say you over. Aba pepo shweru ninde shweru Kwa muzeru manje dota siko bala Kabo jowa se Pepo shweru muzo bluke Say ya rin se Panye ino Gen mwande ye Nyok mamble yo se mwande ya na o Ariwo ase o Panye Amo amora da o Saibo de Giano ana we say you I wish a rule di o Panye So, Saibo, 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 that young man that will take you. Mop man down the bell, read on your man, don't you? When you know I say, it's a mayo. That was why you also mobile. When you Amora Chinola, Saibo.
Ouais, il a fait une chanson à Mobile Production, voilà. Et Mobile Production, c'est une structure qui est créée pour les jeunes qui sont dans le guémon, pour les jeunes de l'US tout. Mobile Production est là pour produire les jeunes talentueux, cachés, que les gens ignorent. Donc notre devoir, c'est de produire des talents cachés. Alors, il a fait un son pour Mobile Production.
Arrangé Eric Glodé, le don de Dieu pour la musique de l'Ouest. Je te détesterai jamais. Jamais, jamais, au grand jamais. Mobile Production, Abia Dia Oboa, Amunyadro, moi et toi Pierre. Moye, Pierre, moye, moye, Pierre, moye, à toi Pierre Dia Wele, Pierre, moye, ah Pierre, oui. Ndato Pierre se prononcer, à toi Pierre Dia Wele, à Rossiao, moye, Pierre, moye. Mosa bosa iko momonye Pierre ji mo were mandoye mo a Pierre ji mo were mandoye mo eh Pierre we bebe ha ji a were Pierre momonye moye o to Pierre moye o to Pierre moye o to Pierre ji a were ba lo poje yo ji a were so ino dunia embe Amado, let's apply. German Chipagnon, Mawaja Chipagnon, Plebonena Kanyopo, Siavutiana, de Kangwe, Canyon de Coga, Sepadu Dea, Piero Moye, Piero Moye, Piero Moye, Mogarwa, or Yawesa. Moye, Jiblo, no pigeon boba, Yeruno. Ma boye play Pierre away, Pierre Moye, Mobile Production. Topia Mobile Production. Assez au clano. Y'a quel homme le côté. Pierre Moye, Pierre Moye. Pierre moye, Ericona, Pierre moye, ah Chalicona, Pierre moye, ah to Pierre moye. Newa,
Good evening, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. I want to welcome all of you. Turning to LIBERIA Public Radio, we say thank you very much. It's Monday afternoon, so as you can see, my dancing mood is not quite in line here tonight. So, but I'm doing my best. Thank you, my brothers and sisters. Welcome on LIBERIA Public Radio. Let's have fun together. It's going to be a very packed show tonight. And so we are ready to get it going. Safety on a very serious note, folks. Please, whatever you do, stay safe. Car safety, we talked about it almost every time we come on air. You're driving, leave space between you and the next car. Follow the 3-second rule. You mark a spot ahead of yourself and you start counting. 1, 2, by the time you hit 3, you should be to that spot. That's called 3-second rules. Not that if you have a 3-second between you and you're not going to hit them, but at least the chances are you're going to slow down before you hit, whatever it is. If you're driving on the highway, know the position on the road. Every one of the drivers has position. If you're in a lane, know what number of lane you're in. You're in number 1. Number 1 lane is always, when you have a dividing highway, number 1 is on your right hand side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so forth. And then it's shorter. So you'll be able to know your lane at all times. At the same time, when you're driving, always pay attention to the buttons. They call them buttons. Those yellow stuff that divide at night you can't see. Now, at night, when you're going against traffic, those buttons will be red. Because that's how they made it, so that you will see that you're going the wrong way. But if you're going the right way, it's always white. So those are the kind of little stuff you need to pay attention to, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. I'm not going to go deep into it tonight. But we have a packed show tonight. I'm going to continue to talk about my country, of course, Liberia, and I appreciate those of you that continue to join us and listen to us. And sometimes we'll come out here and make a fool out of ourselves, dancing and making some argument that some of you don't agree with. But I want you to rest assured that my view is my view, yours is yours, and I'm not going to dissuade you from using or utilizing your senses. Whatever view you have, express it. You have the opportunity, express it. It is your right. Now, if it is your right, what makes you think I don't have that right? I do have that right as well. Let's get on, folks. I was reading all day today, did a lot of reading. And there were things that I was reading that brought me back to some past time. Folks, it is getting to be a little bit uncomfortable, to be honest with you. I will say something here, but that perhaps you might not even like it. You might not even want to know what it is. That's okay. Just bear with me. Let me express my view. And then when we open up the line, or you can even go on the page and express your view as well. You can disagree with me. Just don't be rude. Don't be insulting. That's all I say. But you can disagree with me. My view is not holy grail. My view could be a dense view as far as you're concerned. So I accept that. But let's put it this way. Let's do this, folks. The situation is happening back home. From what I've been reading all day today, it's not going well. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. Let me take a deep breath before I go into this here. As you know, I keep coming up here and explaining to you. Those of us that like to run our mouths. And that's why in the community, in my own community, when you engage me, I'll come back. And before I come towards you to engage you, I would have done my own research to know, even if you and myself meet all the time and we laugh, that doesn't mean I know much about you. But when you start engaging me in an intellectual level, I want to know who you are. Where do you stand? What is your limit? So that if it means for me to push my button so that I can come ahead, I know where I am. Or if you're way up there that I can't touch, I know what to say when. So I do my research. Same situation here. I have studied Dr. Weir for a very long time. For a very long time. And this is, if you watch my show 2 or 3 shows ago, I made a comment. I made a statement about Dr. Weir when he was playing soccer in Europe. Why the people were clapping for him and he enjoyed his playing and what have you. His temperament was good, considering being a footballer. You don't get on the field to fight. You hardly see people kick him. And that's okay. People would try to take the ball away from him and play rough with him. But there was one guy, and I'm not going to repeat this again. I want you to do research. There was a guy, a defender, a Portuguese defender. I think his name was Castro, something like that. And this guy, according to the story, over the time, he continued to hound Dr. Weir. At the time, they called him George Weir, a player for AC Milan. But this guy, every time they get on the field, he would try to get into the mind of Dr. Weir to take him off of his game. But in the process, he would say some stuff that are very close to being racial. And in fact, he goes over the board sometimes. And Dr. Weir would compartmentalize that and move on, play ball. But this guy continued to do it. So there's one particular incident. And let me say it again. Go look on YouTube and look it up. Don't just take my word from it. They were playing Dr. Weir, of course, in the front. So this ball came from the right wing. Took the ball to the right wing. The guy, I'm not too sure whether he's a right winger or whatever it is. He crossed the ball. And one of the defenders hit the ball back towards the right wing. But at that time, AC Milan has the ball. Dr. Weir knew exactly where the ball's going to go and when the ball going to get there. Because if he rushed himself, you can see. If you watch the video, you will see. If he rushed himself, he will be offside. If he stayed too long, they would take the ball away from him. So he has to time it correctly. So the young man, Dr. Weir, if you watch the video now, the guy, by the time the foot hit the ball to cross, Dr. Weir have already made his move. Left the defender behind. The other defender recognized that the guy was out of position already. He rushed Dr. Weir, but by that time the ball and Dr. Weir's foot collided. Did I say collided? No, he hit the ball and scored. But when he did that, the position he put himself, because he had to tweak himself. It was not something that he's facing. The ball coming to me, they go this way. So he has to tweak himself. Only a soccer player who's been practicing can do that. Not people like me, because if I do that, my stomach go and my body stay, or my body go and my stomach stay. And you don't want that. So when he continued himself, he scored. But in the process, he has to balance himself. So when he put his right hands down and scored, the guy, the defender who's been hounding him throughout, he left him behind. He came running. The ball was already in the net. Purposely, my opinion, because I saw it and I watched it, and I think it was on purpose. Purposely step on his finger, almost shear his fingers off. Because he had a click, iron stuck, we call it. So Dr. Weir called for first aid. They came, dealt with his finger. He got back on the field. He didn't bother the guy. Nothing. They played. The guy scored, so the game tied. I believe it was 1996, I believe. So I said, well, walking in the hall, in the tunnel, to go to their respective area of dressing and things that the guy started again, according to the story, the guy started. So Dr. We are this time around told this guy, he didn't say, I'm just putting my own 2 cents in it, to be honest with you. He told the guy, look, enough is enough. I grew up in Cloudtown. I grew up in Monrovia playing football all over Monrovia. I played ball in Nuclear Town on the beach all by myself. You bring it, we eat it. You would. He gave him what? He didn't punch him, just headbutt. Boom! And shear the guy his nose off of his face, pretty much. The guy's a bleed. If you go watch the video, you'll be. I mean, how much swollen the nose was. Okay, just to show you that this young man can fight back. He can. And I told you guys here the last time, apparently people were not listening to me. People were not listening. Oh, the man quiet. You don't want to say anything. You just say whatever. Sooner or later, you're gonna push him. He's gonna fight back, and that's exactly what happened just recently, folks. Before I go on with my remaining of the show, I just want to take this time and say to Dr. Weir. Dr. Weir, first of all, I want to thank you very much for your performance at the UN. You made all of us proud. Whether political opposition or not, some of us might not admit, but you make us proud. We appreciate it. For you to stand there and tell the people what Liberia is going through and what Liberia is all about. You represented all of us. Whether opposition, protester, it doesn't matter. You represented all of us. Some of us recognize, and I think all Liberians recognize that. And I want to take this opportunity this evening. Samson Tour. Samson Tour. I want to say thank you very much. We appreciate it. But sir, this is politics. This is politics. I will beg you and plead with you. Whatever it is, continue to do your job. Don't listen to people like Samson told them. They come out here, they finish eating heavy sourly, then they come and criticize you. While you're there doing your job, continue to do your job. Whether it's good or bad, people like Samson told them will find means to bring it up. Continue to do your job. What was written, if those statements that was attributed to you, if those are true, then I will ask you, please, sir, to recalibrate your position. The last statement you made in this is from Front Page Africa, by the way. The last statement that was very unique, and I will read that. But you recognize that, look, you guys continue to do this. Campaign season is over. Hold on to your politics and let's work together to build this country. And that's a position of a mature person. For your age, to show this maturity, I think it's wonderful. It's wonderful. And this is the first time, ever since I've been doing my show, when I read this thing today, I felt so bad that if I have had the kinds of, if I was in a position that I want to be in within the next 2 or 3 years, I was going to pack up my stuff and go to Liberia and go look for a job. Because I think I can contribute, especially the roadway. I'm an engineer, roadway design. I do this day in, day out. I can contribute whatever that I need to contribute into Liberia, especially when it comes to road. I can design, I can inspect, I do construction and everything else. Okay, when it comes to roadway, I'm not bluffing. This is what I do. That's what I do. They pay me for that. I've been doing it for the state of California more than 17 years. They pay me for it. So I know what I'm talking about. But when I read this story today, I felt so bad that if I were in a position that I hope to be in within the next 2 years or so, I would have packed my stuff, tell my wife I would be back. Because I felt so bad. And this is the same thing that I've always said to all of you. Because Dr. Weir being President of the Republic of Liberia does not mean that you're much older than the rest of the group. All of you are crowd of boys. What you got, they won. You have to understand that. So there will be nothing you will do that many of of your crowd that are on the other side, whatever your side you think you want to call it, that will praise you. But I hope the same maturity level that you had when you were playing football, it took you a long time to get to that guy. Before I go on to my program, let me just throw this other. This is a movie. A movie, it's a story. So I'm not saying those are real stuff, but this is a movie that I watched. In fact, I watched that movie a lot. In fact, maybe I watch it every month, maybe 4 or 5 times. It's an old cowboy movie. They call it Desiree. And there's a guy that control the town, but the guy also have a gambling bar. So he wants the area, and there's this old man that own the land, and that piece of land is in this man's way because he want to charge people to pass their cars. Those days in the West, they have to take the car from one area to another to go sell. So if you're in the valley, there's a specific area that is closer to water the car will drink and things like that. So he want to use that land, but the old man refused to sell. So this particular night, he decided that he and the old man started gambling. So the old man made a mistake and bet his ranch. And he has his girlfriend came up and spilled hot coffee on the old man because the old man had a good hand. He was winning. But when the girlfriend came and spilled a hot coffee on the old man jumped out of his chair to clean himself because he was burning. One of his buddy, this guy that owned the town, one of his buddy went and switched the car. So when the old man came back, he said, let's play, I know I go here. He showed his hand, they've already switched the car. He got mad, they used a gun butt and knocked him out, threw him out. So he took a gun, he said, I'm gonna go kill people. So the sheriff came in, he said, I'll deal with it. So the sheriff went upstairs, told the man to go home, I'll take care of it. The sheriff went upstairs, and the guy said, okay, I will give him the paper back. So he gave the paper to the sheriff. The sheriff turned around to walk out. They shot the sheriff in the back, killed him. But here's the interesting thing. And you can take this part that I'm getting ready to give you now. You can take it to any position you want. It's up to you. But here's the interesting thing. When they killed the sheriff, the man that pretty much owns everything in the town, he has a mayor. The mayor is so corrupt, it's unbelievable. So they decided the town must have a sheriff. So they decided there's a drunk. The guy, when you start the movie, you can see he's a very big time drunk. Got nothing. All his shirt torn up, nothing. Drinking, jumping from people glass to glass, just drinking people liquor. Big time drunk. So they decided they want to make this drunk the sheriff of the town. So when they made it, he was sleeping under the bar, so they wasted water on him, woke him up, started sharing. He said, you're sharing now. So he asked the girl, he said, are these people pulling trick on me? He said, no, you're really sharing now because he knew he's a drunk. As a drunk sharer, what can you do? Nothing. The man is still in control. So the old man said, you know what? No more drinking. You knew that I was a drunk and you made me the sheriff. I'm not going to drink anymore. So he stopped drinking, but he didn't have the power. So he went and sent for his friend's son. And the young man came and helped him to clean the town. But the basic story here is this. And I'm going to leap. I'm Samson Toll, LIBERIA Public Radio. I'm going to leap. You know the story of Dr. Weir and education. It's not a secret. During the election, Uncle Joe been with the mother of the land for 12 years. What was the real reason that she wasn't able to support Uncle Joe? But we all know she decided to throw her weight behind Dr. Weir. Am I lying? Okay. So perhaps they thought, and I'm saying they, don't ask me who they, I'm not going to tell you who they, but they thought they would be able to manipulate the system. The fact that they believe Dr. Weir is not a Princeton graduate, it's not a Harvard trained economist, so they can come in and do whatever they educated. Some of us said was wrong. I've always preached against that. If you're going to elect somebody, if you're going to throw your weight behind someone who is so popular in the country, whether you agree or you don't agree or the man are going to be president, why you can't truly put your arms around him and help him? Instead, you think, say, because you believe, whatever you believe about his educational level, you think you can, okay, let him just get it, we'll get it. Is that how you want to do this thing? So the man, he came to the UN and he gave a speech. And I think I went through the speech here on Friday. It was very interesting reading. He went home yesterday. And when he got home, something funny happened yesterday. It made me think about the situation back in I believe it was 1974 or 75. No, 77, 78. Tower went to Nima County, and E. Reginald Thompson was left in charge. So when Tower came by, E. Reginald Thompson was making a report live on radio. Mr. President, he says, when you were out, these young people who said they love the country, they promised, and they said they're going to burn Monrovia from Nuclear Town all the way to Congo Town. What kind of love is that? You are telling the president what Powell said they were going to do. Now, I'm not too sure if I was the same type of situation with Dr. Weir. Somebody telling me when you were not here, the person said this, the person said that. So I'm not too sure. But from what I read today, it didn't go well with the money issue. Now, we also have to remember Dr. Weir, the fact that he's president, he's a human being like any other person. We're asking him to divorce his emotion from himself. So anybody can say anything. Let him don't pay mind to it. Let him continue to work. That's what we're asking him to do. How many of you out there that here in the Liberian community, here in the diaspora, some of you president, somebody says something, you're ready to lock down the teleconference because you don't like what he's saying. But here we are, we're asking the president not to pay attention. Oh, you president, what are you listening to the people for? You don't think you have feelings? Don't you think the man can feel? Because he's president of Liberia, so that means he doesn't have any more feeling. People can just say anything they want to say, especially people that you have high regard of. The money issue. You think if the mother of the land want to have the conversation with Dr. Weir when all these things was blowing up? Begin, my son, what's going on? I'm speaking like the mother of the land. Well, what's with all the noise about the money business, my son? What's going on? Oh, Omar, the people say somebody stole money. I don't even know where. I'm way on the side. I don't know what happened. Oh, but they all look into it. Nobody took any money. I was there. I saw it. Nobody took money. Begin. I will help you. I will tell the people that are there to make sure they give you the correct information. You make him brave. This is how you want your legacy to continue. This is the person that every Liberians believe the mother of the land delivered Dr. Weah to the people. And look at it with the money business going. What got the mother of the land so upset? All these years she's been in power, 12 years. What have they not talked about her? They threw her in jail, the administration. They robbed her during the sanitary election. That they want money business. People say the mother of the land stole $16 billion. That what get you so mad? You go on BBC and start telling the people don't know what they're doing. If they didn't know what they're doing, why you give them to us? If you can't, even if they don't know what they're doing, why didn't you help? Teach them. You still love Liberia, man. Why you couldn't help? Tell the young man, okay, this is what it is. Call Dr. Weeks, Milton Weeks. Call your son. Look, if the man is not aware of it, you put all the paper we have during transition and give it to him. Let him understand where it is. It's just not how you're going to move Liberia forward. But here we are. We're here now. Dr. We are throwing a political jab as the mother of the land, towards the mother of the land. First thing is embarrassing. I believe it took a lot for Dr. Weah to stand for himself against the mother of the land. Dr. Weah was cheated 3 times in Liberia. 2005, 2000, whatever year, and then 2 times. Okay? But how many times did you see him say the woman stole the election, blah, blah, blah? He complained, they call him, have a consultation with him in Nigeria. He come back, he said, I'll leave it. Let's move on. If the $16 million is there, nobody took it. The former government official, y'all know about it. Nobody took it. So if Minister of Information, the Finance Minister and the Justice Minister mixing up their information, your mother of the land. You're pretty much like the founding mother of the Republic of Liberia, as far as I'm concerned. Why you got so upset to the point? Here's the part that is very upsetting for me as well. The young man is over here at the UN, where everybody look up to their leaders. And they say respect comes from home. If your people back home respect you, the people outside will respect you. And the young man is among his colleagues, people. And then we say he stole money. And you say he shouldn't get vexed. All I can say to Dr. Weah is, please, that's what president is. That's fine. There are more to come. Just continue to concentrate. My only disappointment is that Omar didn't do well. She should have contacted you and explained herself. Because you're the president. If she say, I want to talk to Dr. Weah, nobody will say no. You will not say, I don't want to talk to her. And based on the explanation that she will give you an idea how to approach the situation. Because remember, we're Liberian, we're family. And Dr. Weah already stated that. When people are saying you got to go after this, he said this is a family of town. This is a family place. Who do we go after and who do we not go after? Every one of us know each other. You go after the person. You go after that person. And other people try to misuse the opportunity and continue to steal. Let me now play this information for you. Like I said, it's a very sad time because I was in Liberia during the inauguration, where in my lifetime, first time in life, to see a sitting president welcoming incoming president in the Republic of Liberia after the killing, the amount of brothers and sisters that died, to be able to see that. and the mother of the land still alive, they're gonna throw these kinds of stuff. So let me go on. Let me go on. These are all emotional things for all of us. It's not just one person. You might say, "Oh, CDC mouthpiece." Then if you say those kinds of stuff, then you're not being serious into the conversation. Because whatever I'm saying here, any of you, I would have done the same thing. Okay, let's read. Okay, okay, word of word. Okay, this is what started the whole thing. Okay, Dr. Weir. Okay, so when the money issue started, what I was saying the old man needed to do, she didn't do. She was angry, and I don't blame her either, because she also felt like a repetition was being dragged into the gutter. But as the mother, you stood on CNN and say it's about time that we have a generational change. The generational change that you're talking about, people thought you were the backbone of the generational change. You supposed to be the guiding hand of the generational change. And not to sit there and say they don't know what they're talking about, what they're doing. If the people you say they are generational change, if they don't know what they're doing, then what's wrong with you? Where were you when we were where? Samson. First, I just got to put some stuff. But on a very serious note, you told us that it is about time for the generational change. Were you not prepared to have these young people in a classroom? You let them know this is not a play job. The whole world is watching. People lives depending on you. So God forbid, $16 billion. Nobody's dying. God forbid. If Ebola come back right now, what y'all would do? Y'all be cutting this young man's legs? When you guys were there, when the Ebola situation happened, the whole continent was shaking. People, some of us, I had a radio show here where I hosted people with the CDC, not Liberian CDC, I mean CDC here in the United States, the Center for Disease Control, with SWAT. People were cramming all over trying to help. $16 billion. And you're telling people the whole world, the people don't know what they're doing. So if that was a Ebola situation where life was involved, people dying, you say, oh, the people don't know what they're doing, and we're not going to extend it. If you feel the people don't know what they're doing, what is a helping hand to make the people to know what they're doing? You want them to come crawling to you, ma? This is not right, mama. Your mother for all of us. You're not your mother for Robert Sali and his brother there. Your mother for all of us. All of us. So if one person is not doing right, ma, we expect you to go and help if you can. Look at this. Let me go now and read this. This is the situation that happened immediately after. This is all from front page, folks. And that's one of the reasons why I like front page. Front page, I always told you guys. It's a double-edged sword. 1 minute for you, another. If you do right, running share is for you. You do wrong, front page and running share against you. The men don't like anything wrong. What part of it y'all don't understand? I love this guy. Let me be careful, because running share can also come back tomorrow and start something that I might not like. But that's what he does. That's what making a good journalist. Let's go on. So here's the thing now. They say the central bank has already done an investigation. That's the mother of the land talking. This is what brought the issue. Okay. All right, let's read it. Okay. Already done an investigation on the direction of the Minister of Justice. Why haven't they released the report of the investigation? Why are they sitting on it? Has the president realized that he has done what he has done to the country, or to the reputation of the country, is also at stake. They are talking about 16 billion. Do they know what GDP is? That was the question. And that didn't go well. Folks, that didn't go well at all. At all with Dr. Weah and his people. And I don't blame him either. And some of the things that I'm going to be reading here to you tonight, you can read it directly from Front Page Africa. He was upset, understandably. You have to agree, he was upset. My thing is, there was something when he was upset, some of the things he stated here, those are things that I would want him to recalibrate himself when these kinds of things happen, because he's the president. As young as he is, he's the father of Liberia. As young as he is. So you can't say, because certain group, the same thing I'm saying to the old man is the same thing I'm saying to the young man. His situation is a little bit difficult. He's young. So even if you give him 12 years, he will still be at his prime when he leaves. So those are the kinds of things that he have to look at now. So even if he stays 12 years, unless he decides he wants to change the constitution, where he will be like Joseph Kabila, which I don't think Dr. Weah want that. So the best thing now, if you leave 12 years from now, what is he, 52 now? 12 will be what? Okay, I rest my case. I don't know math. But anyway, but his legacy, he will still be young. That's the age most people become president. So if the Constitution says you can't go anymore, he will want his legacy. And some of the things that he's going to put in place, the structure, the infrastructure that he's going to put in place for it to remain. How do you do that? Especially if somebody else is going to be challenging you. You bring these people on board, and that's exactly what Dr. Weah continued. In fact, at the end of what I'm going to be reading tonight, that's exactly what he stated. Folks, if Dr. Weah and his people fail, we all fail. I'm going to go a little bit sideline here. No, I'll leave that one alone. But let's go ahead. So now, let's see. Okay, let's see. I'm going to be reading. Okay, this is the last. This one I'm going to be reading here. That's very funny. That's very funny. But this is a statement from somebody who is not pleased the way we Liberians are behaving towards him. You can't do this, folks. This is a very serious business. He's young. The Congress or the representative we have in Liberia, they themselves are not people that ready to stand and say no. What happened to the money? Were they not begging Dr. Weah the last time to go and get money, whatever he can get the money from? Be honest. No, folks, be honest. I don't think Dr. Weah going to do that, but be honest with yourself. You think at this time, if Dr. Weah was to say, you know what, I want us to change the Constitution, because the way they think that Constitution is saying, it's not suitable for governing. Yeah, you can say, oh, you can't do that. We will not accept it. You will not accept it. He was elected. He come out with a new thing to skew toward his way. And the legislature pass it. The House passed, Senate passed, he signed it. You're going to say no? You will wait for the election. It's happening all over Africa. I don't know what part of it you guys don't understand. Kabila changed the Constitution. Constitution being changed all over Africa to fit the need of the leadership. So if this young man will keep pushing him, and there are people on the other side that are telling him, come, we will seek your interest. I told you guys before, you call yourself an educated person. which I'm not doubting that. Highly educated. But let your education at this point put aside the political ambition. Those who want to be opposition, let them be. But those of you that have the training, let's gravitate towards this young man. Let's help him get to a position, and we'll say, okay, politics time. This young man want to build roads. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? And let me say this again. If I was in a position right now, the position that I'll be in 2 to 3 years, if I was in a position, I'm telling you, I'm in Liberia. My friend Nathaniel just went. You'll be back. Another friend of mine, Victor, he just went home. When he was on my shoulder, the ice king said, yeah, come, your office there. The car's still there. I got office and car waiting. I don't need to go and beg people. I can go, when I go to Liberia right now, I'll get a job. I don't need government job. Okay? But that's not the point. Let me read this. And Dr. Weir nails this nail here. He hit it with hammer on the head. There is no question asked. And you say he's not smart. Let's read it. Let's read it. Folks, this is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio on a Monday afternoon. I thought I was going to come out here and start having conversation with you with the pro-poor agenda because I have a copy of that. I told you guys almost 3 months ago, the copy came in my hand, and I have the copy here. I have the copy right here. There's a copy here. Pro-poor agenda for prosperity and development. A 5-year national development plan toward accelerated, inclusive, and sustainable development. July 2018, June 2023. I thought that's what I was going to come over here tonight and have a conversation with. But here we are. These kinds of things slow down development. There's no question about it. First thing you have to recognize, he's the president, but he won't be like another president. And people say, oh, but when Madam, the mother of the level led, they were doing the same thing. So your level of tolerance is not the same as any other person. Please, we don't. And Dr. Weir pointed out, let's keep the next 6 years. Let's keep this place peaceful. He stated that. But let's read. I got a lot of reading to do with you here tonight. Let's read. Okay. It said, the president said, since 1847, Liberians have had scholars from Harvard, Princeton, but in the absence of those, Liberians will have to do with what they have. You don't want to help me? You got all your degree. You don't want to help me? I will do with what I have. Okay, let's read on. So when the competent, I don't have to read much. When the competent is not available, the not competent becomes available. Folks, I'm laughing, but that's true. You push him away instead of putting your arms around him. Show him to move this country forward. Instead, you want to be loyal, legalistic. Okay, keep pushing him. Sooner or later, he will get around somebody who is so radical in the Republic of Liberia. You start telling him, man, we're protecting your interest. One of the ways we want to protect your interest is, and most Liberians are sophisticated nowadays. One of the ways we can protect your interest, look, the Constitution, we got to change it. They start doubling around the Constitution. What will you do? Then you come running, everybody start running back here again in the United States. All of us getting old. I can't even go to Total. What kind of business is this? You don't try and work together, man. What kind of business is this? Let me read on. Okay. No matter what we do here, you need to help our pro-poor agenda. Okay, let me go to that because I think it's very important that where am I? Okay. All right. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me. Okay. I'm trying to have it scrolled up. Okay. All right. It said, no matter what we do here, you need to help our pro-poor government, so we can pave all our roads so that we connect our country, the rest of the countries in Africa. Okay? What is he saying? Let's see. So basically what Dr. Weir is saying, if you go through that, and there was some other thing that when you see the that means other things is being stated. Pretty much it's this. If you're not going to be able to help me, please stay out of my way. If the competent is not available, the non-competent becomes available. Then when the children start writing 30, 40, 60,000 account, then what are you crying for? What are you crying for? They're competent now. The same thing happened way back when 2005. You know, this whole thing here. Let me take this thing out 1 minute, because I need to have this information, conversation with you. This whole thing, what is happening right now, didn't just start. 2005, immediately after Accra situation, when the people came, Liberia was just like a fresh land. They still have fresh bones all over. You would think the smart people will say, okay, the question, that's one of the things this young man most likely doesn't even have respect for some of the educated people, because he doesn't think they have the interest of the country. 2005, let's go back. What do? They educated. None of them. The same kind of, I will be more careful before I will take what kind of word I use here tonight. The same thing in this country. EULA. If you're not president, they don't want to be part of it. Everybody want to be president. If they're not president, that means it's not something good for them. So what do? They create a regional division. So this person, power. Do you need regional division for EULA to function? Those are some of the things. And they take the same idea back on 2005, when the election started. Every one of those so-called book people want to be president of the Republic of Liberia. None of them wanted to go to be senator. None of them wanted to go to be representative. So what happened? The warlords decided we're going to go in. And you're blaming these young people? Please. If you were the educated, if you have Liberia at heart, I'm going to go be representative. I don't care. How many presidential candidates we have? I think we're 20-something. If most of those 20-something have gone to become representative, the idea they have for the country to be president, if they were to all come together, the structure that I've been crying about would have been put in place. What do? They decided to leave that one. Let the young people, the warlords and other people came in. Where did they go? They went to Ghana for training. And now you want to complain? So with this kinds of stuff going, you can't. With this kinds of stuff going, you cannot complain. I just thought I'd throw that in there, because if you're going to actually say you want to if you want to have this kinds of conversation, it's better to be honest. 22 presidential candidates, most of them PhD, doctor this, doctor that. Must you be president of the Republic of Liberia in order to help Liberia? What can you do it from being representative? What can you do it from being senator? And those, if the competent is not available, the not competent becomes available. What do you want? Let's go on. Y'all keep pushing it, young man. Sooner or later, some radical gonna get hold of him. He's like any other person. He wants to survive. And if you push him, like the mother of the land just did, you want him to come crawling back to you, ma? He will not do it. You have broken the trust, whatever it is, unless the mother go back to Dr. Weir, which I will advise her to do, and explain herself. Let me go on. Okay. Folks, this is a very interesting situation that is happening in Liberia, because this is our land. This is our land, folks. I'm not too sure what's going on. Okay. This is our land. We have to all come together and understand. Let me go on. Okay. This is Dr. Weir again. Said prioritizing roles. He's still talking. People talking that we didn't know the trouble that we have caused for the country. Remember the statement the mother of the land made earlier? Our government has caused nothing. Can you imagine that people saying that we don't know the GDP of this country? We don't even know what GDP is. But the GDP, they know. 12 years. Listen to this. Interesting. 12 years. Though community does not. Okay, let me put that on there. Okay. Folks, you know, you can't always have these things and try to have your way all the time. Sometimes sooner or later, somebody will say, you know what? Forget it. Let's have this. Okay. Let me read that again. But the GDP they know. Okay. The GDP they know. 12 years. Though community does not have light. They know the GDP from their fingertip, but rose from here to size town. It's not there. If you know the GDP, you don't know what GDP is. If you know the GDP, but you don't develop your people, then who are you? That is what I say to my partners. No matter what we talk, roles. We got lots of things to do, but the role is paramount to me. Any other president you got out there, if he will build 300 hospitals, he will come and build it, because I believe that even the hospital that he will build, the road will be good for you to reach the hospital, which makes sense. Which makes sense, folks. This is something that I've been saying, and quite recently, you can attest to that. Quite recently, the hospital, beautiful hospital in Nima County, in Tapetown, not too far from a town, Town, beautiful town, Town, beautiful town, ever, not too far from it. But there was people that were coming from, was sick in the ambulance. They can't get to the hospital because of bad roads, accident on the road. The person died. That's exactly what Dr. Weir was pointing out here. You're talking about GDP. 12 years. But then but if you look into that statement also, you can tell that he was angry. Because if he wasn't angry, if this was done with true sense of explanation, he would have also mentioned that the 12 years they didn't just sit down. They got Somali role. They got roles in Monrovia. They got roles from Ravensfield to Monrovia. They got roads. They got even have road from Banga Highway towards the border, Guinea border. They have those roads. But basically, he's just saying the community that you people are supposed to pay attention to, these things were not done. And you're talking about GDP. Why do we have to get to that position? Dr. Weir got here. I don't know what the mother is land. Well, I don't know what she is. But I think by this time, Dr. We are going to give a speech. This is what I would have done. My man, I play going there because she's been there. I play going there, my man. The leg can shine people's face, oh. It's not easy. Don't be afraid. They will not do nothing to you. I'm behind you. I'm your man. Anything you do, we all with you. We LIBERIA, we help. We behind you. Don't worry about it. The $16 billion business people talking about, forget it. Let don't even bother you. Because when you get out, we'll all discuss it as family. What you guys say on your paper? Oh, the way you write it, man? Okay. Well, let me read it. Let me read a little bit. Throw maybe one or two words in there from past experience and help this young man elevate him more. But while he's there, not only were you saying they don't know anything about GDP, which the people also, and he's frowned on that. And this is this position that I want him to recalibrate, because people have the right to protest, but he frowned on that. Okay, and I think my show, the last time I mentioned that, and I was just being ridiculous, but that's exactly, maybe he was watching my show. Because I said, as I'm over here giving speech, begging for money, and they are over there demonstrating against me. Maybe he was watching my show, but that was just a joke. That was just a joke. But that's exactly what he came out swinging. But on a very serious note, that's a statement he's making about GDP. Let's read some more, folks. This is Samson told LIBERIA. I'm just here this evening trying to bring out, make some sense on what is happening in our country, because this is just not the way these things are supposed to be. There's a movie. I mean, not movie. There's a song here by Joe. What's his name? The short guy that married that beautiful, beautiful woman. Short guy, but he married this beautiful Kristen Brinkley, they call her. Beautiful model. But anyway, let me go on to read. Okay. But what I was saying about this guy is that he said, we didn't make this. We didn't make this fire. It's always been burning. This is exactly what is happening. Okay, let's read. Let me read. Okay. Doctor, we are still reading. In this country, he says, when we came, everywhere was broken. That means when they came to power. Everywhere was broken. But we managed to maintain salary. Did you hear that? When they came to power, everywhere was broken. I'm not too sure when he mean everywhere, but what I would assume is that no money. Because if there was money, why would he mention salary? But they were able to manage to maintain salary. Okay. We didn't know GDP, he says, but we were able to cut salary. Those that know GDP could pay someone US $16,000 to $17,000. Folks, this is sad. Here's what he said. So y'all know your GDP. I don't know GDP, but y'all know GDP. You're paying $16,000, $17,000 salary for people here in Liberia. US 17, 16 to do what? What is the person doing that making you to pay $16,000, $17,000 a month? A month. Unless they're making the street of Monrovia all gold. My goodness. But this is what he's saying. Let me read that again. Those that know GDP could pay someone US $16,000, US $17,000. Even if they are not, it's not working. Okay, I don't know what that is, but that's fine. But we said no. This GDP got to help. Folks, you gotta laugh. Dr. Weah said, no. He said, but we said no. This GDP, y'all know, this GDP got to help all Liberians. So you making 50. Let me go to that. I'm not doing myself a favor yet. Folks. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Liberia, we having fun. But these are very serious time. Okay? These are very serious business. And he's saying, y'all know all your GDP. But they want GDP you're talking about. Let it help all of us down. Let it help the people down here too. It might not just be people up there that get their 16,000 and go back to the United States. I'm paraphrasing. Okay? So he said, but we say no. This GDP got to help all Liberians. So you're making $15,000. We cut it down. That is how you use your GDP. If you know GDP, what without road you cannot achieve anything. But all you want to do when you got outside Monrovia and come by, you say the place bad, the road bad. It's yes. This is funny, but it's a very serious business. I told you guys here during the campaign that Dr. Weah was walking around, going all over the country. These are some. You see, when I say something, sometimes you pay attention to me. He told you. He just said it. He said when you go all over the country, you come back. First thing you say, I say, the road's bad. And I told you guys before. I used to have a video here. I mean, not video, but a picture of Dr. Weah walking in the mud during the election. He was taking in the countryside. Folks, this is something that we all have to just pray that God will help us. Okay. Now he's getting ready to deal with a protester. This is where he and I part company, to be honest with you. Okay. This is where he and I part company, because I think the protester, they have the right to protest. But let's hear what he have to say about it. Let's hear what he have to say, because he's saying, well, let me dump. I'll go ahead. Let's listen to what he's saying. Okay. Now this is from a newspaper now. Okay. From Front Page Africa. He said, how is it possible attack on protester? He said, how is that possible for somebody to steal $16 billion? Then you are talking about inflation of 250%. We got to think. Yes. Folks, this is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio, where I'm trying to take care of a few things. Anyway, let's see. Just bear with me. Just bear with me. Okay. All right. Please, just bear with me. Will somebody get in there? Okay. Say, how is it possible for somebody to steal $16 billion? Then you are talking about an inflation of 250%. We got to think. If you look at the video, the same people that said $16 billion loss were the same people running, saying they're protesting. Now, this is where he and I part company. Protesting. Where are the Liberians? Where were you? Where were the people? You should have been in the street. Not the people that said $16 billion loss. They put themselves together and got in the street. But remember, their government functioned for 12 years. We were opposition. When we got in the street, they were shooting at us. People were dying. They took guns and ammunition against us. Just the other day, they went in the street, police guided them, and they exercise their franchise. I want to represent people that even got in the street telling people to boo me if I was going to fail. You were going to be the cause. But you see, with everything that was said, I was focused. So some of you people know to march, but you don't know how about yourself. But you know about everybody. But you see, I am glad that I can represent you with my colleagues. No matter what you do, please, for this 6 years, you have a decision to make. After 6 years, let us keep this place stable. I will put in place good program and policy, move the country forward. Did you get that, folks? Okay, this is where I had a complaint with Dr. Weir, because he was, at this point, it seemed like he was really angry with those who were protesting. But at the end, he recognized that they have the right. The emotion, the raw emotion of his people during their time when they were demonstrating, people were shooting at them, killing. The raw emotion took effect. And he's saying, but when your time came, because he truly believed that the protesters were organized by the opposition and the past government officials, because he stated that. But he also stated that he's asking them to bear with him, bear patient, because he will put in place good program that will move the country forward. So you see, right there, Dr. Weir was kind of conflicting. He didn't know exactly whether he should stay with the hard line or he should go soft. So it was he was a little bit wobbling. But that's okay, because he's a human being like any other person. You have to do that. So folks, this is something that I don't take very lightly. Okay? So as you heard, Dr. Weir against the protester, I said the protester have the right to do that. But he also recognized that the protester have the right to do it. But as a young person, like any other person, I'm over there suffering, representing you, and people are saying they should boo me. He got the people are on Facebook himself, so he used to see these things. Why will you advocate for people to boo him? And you want him to just be stable because he's president, therefore he doesn't have no more feeling? That's not good. We can't continue to do that. Sooner or later, some radical will get hold of this young man and he will be gone from us. That you're not going to be able to touch him. You're not going to be able to touch him. But Samson told Labron Popular. Okay, I will mention that. I will mention the other thing, but let me read the last one. Folks, this is Samson told Labron Popular. I'm here this afternoon reading the comment of Dr. Weir, from Front Page Africa. I just able to copy those things and just put them on there so that I can read them. But as you can see, every time I made reference to Front Page Africa to tell them thank you. And thanks all of those brothers and sisters that continue to bring these things to light. Because through their effort, we Liberia in the diaspora have been kept abreast about what is happening in our country. And with this, there's nothing. These are our CNN. These are our ABC. These are our NBC. And they're doing a wonderful job. They're doing a wonderful job. Whether you like it or not, they're keeping us informed. And I want to take this time again to thank Ronnie Shea and his people, and also Daily Observer. But one thing I know about Ronnie Shea, I can't praise him too much, because the man is a double-edged sword. Today I'm happy he wrote something that I like. Tomorrow, he will turn me over. So, but that's what a good journalist is supposed to do. And then people say, oh, you always take his side. No, he's being factual. You can challenge him. But he's writing. Let me read the last one, folks. Samson told Labron Pub Radio. Let me read the last one, and then we'll make our whatever comment we have to make, and then I'll call people in to make. That is, if you're following the reading. Okay. Here's another one. where Dr. Weir took direct aim of journalists. Young man, I mean, he was, you know, like I said, he's a human being like any other person. See, this is on a very serious note. This is where I think the mother-in-law, the mother of the land, continue to somehow not pay attention to us, her children. She's not just paying attention to us, her children. She's only paying attention to few children of hers. We are her children. Doctor, we shouldn't be having issues like this with journalists because the mother of the land have gone through that already. The mother of the land should be able to have a cell phone, specific phone number connected straight to Dr. Weir, where she can call anytime and talk to Dr. Weir about these kinds of things and continue to encourage the young man because she's already put her neck on the line during the election. Everybody, including myself, said that she threw Dr. Boakai on the bus for Dr. Weir. So if you're going to do that and have people to blame you for whatever it is that's happening right now, why is it now you want to turn around and not help this young man to get this thing going? The man have the passion. The man wants to lead. You hear what he keeps saying? Roads, roads. I don't care what. We're building it. So if you guys pushing to the wrong people will build your road. Get it? Oh? Liberian people, if you don't embrace the idea of Dr. Weir want to build roads and work with him to build a road, you're pushing, he will go to the wrong people and the wrong people will build your road the way they see fit. And when he leaves, there's nothing you're going to do. You're going to start fixing the road. So, my pa, I will work with them. Oh, I don't want a job. But after all of this political stuff, once I get settled here, I will start doing roads. My conversation will be about all roads. So let me read the last one. Samson told Liberian Public Radio. Now, this is about the journalist now. Okay, let's see what he said. Calling journalist to pro. He said, a journalist, you know, it's sad, he said. Just the other day, we were fighting to sign a decriminalization law so the journalists can have their rights. But the fact that they have their right, they cannot say something that will damage the country. Folks, this is Liberia. we signed the decriminalization for you to have a right. But the right we get you come with responsibility. You didn't say that. I'm just putting my own word. Folks, you gotta laugh. You gotta laugh. This is Liberia, and this is why I say we need to work together because we can't escape each other. Listen to the statement. This is very sad. He's being pained. I like the journalists to have freedom. In fact, I didn't put that one in, but at the end, he said when he was playing football, he should come to Liberia and buy camera and video equipment for journalists. So he loved journalists. So that was the point. By the way, he say here. Okay, let's read. Let me stop there laughing and be serious about this thing here. Okay. Have the right. But the fact that they have their right, they cannot say something that would damage the country. Okay. All right. That's the last one, right? Okay. This is okay. Let's see. Folks, I'm my own producer. I'm producing myself, so I got to from time to time. So, why we're not scrolling? I thought I click. Okay. So these journalists that said that 16 billion lost and 9 billion lost, they also gonna be brought into the investigation. we're going to bring them to the investigation so they can tell us where the $60 million go. With your $60 million, because all over the internet, people are saying George Weah spoke well, but he let him bring our. First, I gotta stop this. I gotta stop this. No, this is. I'm over there. I feel bad for the young man, you know. And this, I think, it hurts him. I'm laughing right now because, he's making a point. But it's hurtful. It's hurtful. He's saying journalists are going around, we have spoke well, but let him bring out $16 billion. You know, if he got the money. In every Liberian function you go to right now, the first thing I say, you got what, $16 billion? Liberian man, they're bad. They're bad. That's the same thing to Liberian. I'm having fun here this evening, folks. I'm telling you, it's so funny. But anyway, let's go on. Let's go on. Let me go on. It's very sad. Let's go on. Okay, so let's go. So those journalists that said that 16 billion lost and 9 billion lost, they also got to be brought into the investigation. We're going to bring them to the investigation so they can tell us where the $16 billion go. With your $16 billion, because all over the internet, people are saying George Weah spoke well, but let him bring our $16 billion. It's sad, but we laugh. But I hope one of you will get in the position when someone lies on you. And those people that lie, they are capable. These are the people that cause the problem. He added, we left here going to UN. All my colleagues and I have to explain to them, you expect me to perform well for you when you're telling the whole world that I stole 16 billion and I go on the UN podium and I make mistake and don't respect the country well. You will be the same people to say that we told you that. There are a lot of challenges, but there are opportunity within those challenges, and that something we can handle. Yeah. Folks, why won't you have pity for this young man? Why won't you have pity for this young man? You heard what he said. Okay? It was funny, I was laughing, but you heard what he said. That's very sad. That's very sad. For a young man to he's young. So he's reading these things. George Weah spoke well, but he need to bring our 16 billion, and then people laughing. They themselves, they laugh about it. But the point is, they have to explain to the folks at the UN as they have their meeting. People bring this up, and they laugh about it, but it's funny, but it's not funny. And look, listen to what he said. He said, "Why if I were to make mistake?" Then you'll say, "Oh, we told you so," and embarrass the country, and embarrass all of us. Thank God he didn't do that. So, folks, that's the stuff that I picked up, and I thought I'd read out this evening. But as you can tell, I was laughing. But no, on a very serious note, the statement Dr. Weah made about a protester. My last conversation with you, I stood here and said thank you to the Police Inspector General, Sure, for making the protester to have a peaceful protest and guiding them in the process. These are the people that Dr. Weah will need as long they continue to do well. The Sure group, I can identify it now, right now, to say the Sure and the Minister of Justice has a group, and they are setting people with a different group, and they are vying for the attention of the president. They are the hardliner to say And he spoke to that. He said, you people should have been in the street to demonstrate. Can you imagine? The demonstrator and the counter demonstrator. Can you imagine what would have happened? But he was angry because the hardliner came and said, we told them we wanted people to be in the street. They said no. So they were able to persuade him. And most likely he felt that the people should have been in the street. But I'm sure after that conversation, when he went home and realized that that was a good thing, because of that, we have a country that he can still manage. Can you imagine if we have that kind of big mess? People dying. So I want to thank him. I want to thank Dr. Weah. I'm going back again to say thank you, the police general. People say, oh, that's his job. No, of course that's his job. He's there to keep peace. But guess what he did? He told everybody that get guns, stay away. No guns coming around the protester, number one. But stand by. The tactical police, you stand by. If we need you, we will call. So they sent people out to guide the protester with no guns. But the presence of the police were there. So I thought that was wonderful. I thought that was, and that's why I took the time to say thank you to the Inspector General. So folks, that is the program tonight. Before I take a phone call here, like I said, right here, I have the agenda. I have the whole page. This is just a little, it's a long one. 500 and some more pages. Okay. This is the president writing here. But I will do this here next week or week after and try to sit down with you and we all have a conversation. But let me just read a little bit. My fellow citizen, message from the president of the Republic of Liberia. My fellow citizen, in January 2018, you entrusted me with the responsibility of leading the effort to build a capable state. Excuse me. I'm not going to read. I'm not going to read. I need some water. Okay. I know how I'm going to get water. This is my studio. I can get water. But before I get water, let me do this. 916-533-2048. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing here this afternoon. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. Let's see what you have. Let's talk about this thing here. See. By the way, on a very serious note here, I thought that I do this here this evening. While I'm waiting for your call, I will go ahead and take a few minutes to read. Folks, basically what I'm trying to do, what I've tried to do here, it's not like, Jesus. Healthy debate. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, Josh Costa from Portugal playing. That's him. Whatever. No, I run my show and I run my show. If you don't like the way I'm running the show, please just click goodbye and you'll be gone. Yeah, please. Good night, man. That's fine. Liberia. Hey, doctor, we are gonna please you. That I don't want to please you. I don't expect to please you. Say whatever you want to say. That's you come on here. Nobody force you. I send my stuff out. You need to go to bed. You go to bed. Hey, after 9, almost 10 o'clock over there. To me here, it's not even 7 o'clock. At 5 minutes to 7, I can stay here for another 2 hours. So, but when you do these kinds of stuff, these are some. I'm not president of the Republic of Liberia. I'm a member of LIBERIA Public Radio. I pay my own money to do these things. If you don't want to listen, don't listen. And don't come out here and try to criticize. You can criticize, but to be rude, maybe, because I'm not causing people mind. If you come here expecting to hear people causing mind, you'll not hear from me. Because that's not what I do. I love my mom, and I know every one of you love your mom. So why should I come out here to cause people mind just because I want audience? You don't want to tune in? Be my guest. Just leave. I can come on here and have one, even if I don't have an audience. Let me tell you this. We have another place that we go. Nobody should watch us there. We do that almost every night, and we don't expect people to watch us. So I can come here without people watching me, as long as I express my view. And it's my view. You can't do anything about that. So the best thing you can do is just the click of a button would shut me off. Thank you. All right, 916-533-2048. Folks, I've been out here for quite a while now. Let me tell you this. This is a lot of writing here. I'm not going to read all of it. I'll read them later. I thought maybe you guys would sympathize with the president a little bit. And yeah, sorry. Call me again. Let me put this thing down. Think of this. Give me a call. I thought people would sympathize with the president position, because I think when he spoke, I think he's speaking from his heart. This feeling was hurt. So why not? So, I mean, what do you want? I mean, this is the man that goes out and try to, when these people go and do these things, they're trying to seek funding to carry on certain project in a country. Okay? I bet you if Dr. Weah were to come to this community in a diaspora and say, I want every Liberian to collect $150 every month, will you do it? Will you do it? So if the man is going places to ask for money so he can build roads, so that when it rains, your parents, your sisters, your brothers will not get cut off. Let me take this call. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. What's your name and where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah, my name is Roosevelt Don. I'm calling from Madison, Wisconsin.
Welcome, Mr. Don. Thank you very much for joining us. What's on your mind, sir?
Yeah, I'm watching your program here, and I just called to commend you so much for the lecture tonight about the conversation, reading, the weird conversation about the reading that you did. I'm just listening to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I just thought that I'd do that because for me, he spoke from the heart. And I thought he was having some sort of a conflict with himself. At one point, he wanted to take the higher line position, and at another point, he wanted to be soft, which is difficult to do. But I think one of the things that I'm urging the president to do is let him just continue to do a work, because it doesn't look like and it doesn't seem like Liberian will appreciate whatever you do, as long it is not in their interest. They don't care. Whoever the interest is serving, they don't care. And that's very selfish of all of us. We need to stop that. But thanks for your contribution. We appreciate it, sir. Okay. Folks, Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, like I was saying, these things are something that, like he said, people lie on you. Then he said, one of these days, one of you will be in that position where people will lie on you. And let's see what will be your point. What will you say? So, even though when I was reading that, I was laughing when he, when he made his statement. They said, people were saying, and when you go on Facebook, you will see it. People will say, oh, yeah, he spoke well. But let him bring back our 16 million. I thought that was funny. Of course, it was funny to him as well. But the thing about it is that people have to ask him. Other presidents from other countries ask him, well, what's going on with this $16 billion? Can you imagine? You go to a conference to discuss engineering problem. You not come up with some sort of a theory, some sort of a solving some huge mathematical issue, and you're going to go discuss. You say, yeah, my man, yeah, you know the thing. But when the people say $16 billion, you see there? That's not something that we want to go on. Anyway, folks, it's Monday afternoon. It's late. Let me just go ahead and call it quit for this evening. I want to thank all of you. We're hoping that within the next 2 weeks or so, we will. For my son, darling. But anyway, within the next 2 weeks or so, we hope to change our position with respect to broadcasting and how we do it here. Hopefully, people will enjoy. Let me take this call. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. What's your name and where you're calling from, and what's on your mind?
Yes, my name is Benjamin Kaka. Most people call me VK.
Okay, VK.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm living on Texas.
Yeah, could you please lower your background because it's giving us some echo here, sir?
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, much better. Go ahead.
Yeah, you said something over there that touched me, and I myself, from the speech that Georgia made to the United Nations, I'm not a fan of anyone. I don't really believe in this, but I just believe in being straight and doing something good for the country. I love my country.
Exactly.
But people, man, I don't know how much we do. Still, we can satisfy anyone else, especially for that country. Anyone gather with sweet talks, and by the time they gather, something else they're gonna do. And I've been disappointed for a lot of times. And, that's why I don't really believe in the government job and things, because I don't want for somebody to pull me. So, for what happened recent time about this $16 billion I got missing, Liberia, what have you, we don't know whether it's missing or it's not missing. Joe, we have spoke of it, and he said that the international community should go ahead and investigate. And, he invited a lot of people to go. Somebody are talking, but I just believe that he's talking from his heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that he's talking from his heart. And after this thing go a while, people get in the street and think he was not talking. I myself, I was in the back to analyze and few other things. And he really tried to take the maturity level. He left, he went out of the United Nations.
Amen. Give me a call. You say he left. He went out of the United Nations. That's why you stopped. Give me a call before we cut off here. Again, folks, Samson to LeBron Public Radio. We want to thank you guys very much again tonight. I think the young man was just making a point, and for some reason his phone dropped. But I want to thank all of you again tonight for joining us on LeBron Public Radio. Tomorrow, listen to Mr. Soul. Mr. Soul will come out here and give you some whole information. The liberal progressive is finished. Now the conservative, the conservative side of LPR is coming on tomorrow. I think this young man and myself need to have our own show, combined show, because he's a conservative. I am a liberal, and I think he and I need to get together and see who's going to win. Let's have a debate. Let's see if liberalism is better than conservatism. So let's see, conservative, what they got? They got nothing. Sean Hannity, they ain't got nothing. I'm a liberal progressive. Donald Trump and all the conservatives, they can't make it with us. Samson too. So I'm hoping to take on Mr. So here shortly and see if he and I can, because like I said, I'm a liberal progressive. He's a conservative. If you listen to his view most of the time, in fact, he comes on my show and criticizes me that I'm trying to inject my own view into the talk. It's a talk show. It's not a new broadcast. It's a talk show. I'm allowed to inject my views. That's why I make it interesting. Samson told LeBron Public Radio, folks. I've been out here for quite a while now. Let me say thank you very much. Let's do this. Let's meet again Wednesday, and hopefully by then we will have some information. But before I take the leave of you here tonight, I want to thank all of us. I want to thank all of you for tuning in to LeBron Public Radio, because through you, the way you turn to us, it encourages us. It makes us want to do more. And I will show you, because of you, we'll continue to spend money to make things better, to make this station better, to make this studio better. It costs money. And I'm not saying you're not doing us a favor by just tuning in to us. It gives us reason to spend the money. So we will do so. I will show you very shortly here what LIBERIA Public Radio is capable of doing in terms of remodeling the studio and what have you. We're doing our best. All because we want you to watch us. And we think by you watching us also encourage us to give you information. What I'm not going to do, because I want you to watch me, that I'm going to come here and pretend to be somebody who I'm not. The 2 hours, the 1 hour, the hour and a half that I spend with you, it's very important. It's part of my life. So I will not come out here and present another character that is not true to myself and it's not fair for you. I don't insult people. I don't cuss people up. Yeah, I get angry. People want to say, well, maybe sometimes. But I try to control my language. And that's exactly what I'm going to continue to do here on LIBERIA Public Radio. When I come out here, once I turn on this camera, everything that I'm going to be telling you, it is truth to me, what I believe to be truth. Now, that doesn't mean they're truth to you, but it's okay. We can disagree, but facts are something that are very stubborn. You can't have alternative facts. What I just read to you tonight, a statement attributed to Dr. Weir. And those are feelings that are coming out of him. So basically what I'm saying here is I'm not going to come out here and try to sugarcoat it. Yeah, what I'm going to be reading, but I have a talk show. I have a time limit. I have to improvise. I have my schedule. I have my talking point and things. But from time to time, I have to inject, put some stuff in there. So if you come here and you think I'm wasting your time, you don't even need to make a comment. Just politely excuse yourself. But by you making comment to say, oh, I'm wasting your time, do you know how many people now you're trying to discourage that perhaps would have had the opportunity to listen to me say something decent that they want to hear later on? Why try to force your way on people? That's not the way you behave. If I'm watching, just like the news, you're watching the news, you don't like CNN, you shut it off and go to Fox News. If you don't like Fox News, you shut it off. There's no point of throwing glasses at the TV. It's the same thing here because you have the opportunity to respond, and then you're going to come out to say, I'm wasting your time. Do you know how long it took me to put these things together? Do you know how long? I got monitor. I got bright light here that's in my face, a big fan, air conditioners over there. I got some more lights. I got lights all over my head. It costs money. Yeah, sometimes we'll come to you guys to help us, to contribute and things like that. But most of the time we flip these things out of our own pocket. When will you learn to appreciate life? When? And that's why some of you sometimes because of the behavior that you have, sometimes you wonder why is it that you can't get what you want? Because you don't appreciate what is coming your way. I'm not talking just about me. The behavior you exhibit here, the behavior that's being exhibited here on this show tonight from you, it's not something that just happened overnight. This is you. And I bet you if you check yourself, there are certain things you want in life you can't get because you don't appreciate nothing. I didn't call you. I don't go around calling people and say, come and watch my show. I've sent things out. Volunteering, I sent it out. You don't have to come. When you come, you don't like it, just politely excuse yourself. But by you making rude comments that are not necessary, then what is it you're trying to do? Let me take this call. Sorry, I think it's the same gentleman. Hello, Samson to LeBron Public. I'm just about ready to get out. But anyway, go ahead and make it. Is that you that was making a comment earlier?
Yeah, you just cut me off it up. I mean, forget about those people, man.
I'm sorry if it was from my end. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, you just cut me off. But however, I just want to let you know, you're making some comments over there, that I'm looking at. Forget about the people. LeBron appreciate. The only thing I'm saying right now, I'm on my knee, I'm praying for this John Weir. This guy, the few talks he made the few days, the guy got LIBERIA a heart. Let me tell you. My brother, I'm telling you, this guy get LIBERIA a heart. We need to put our feet down to see what best we can do to support this young man. We need people that got the country at heart. This guy, if we support him, he will make a big difference. That man, the man know where he's coming from. The man get the country at heart. I'm telling you. Believe me.
I believe it.
I'm here for what? I pray for him to excel and be accomplished. Let him not be a failure. statement will be accomplished. Because the
Thank you.
man, he talk with confidence, and I believe all he talks from the heart.
But
That's why I just
let me
have to
ask
tell
you let me ask you this. Thanks for that comment.
Yes.
I also believe that, but I think you're speaking not from a partisan standpoint. You're speaking basically from a Liberian perspective. In other words,
Yes.
you want him to succeed not because of CDC, but because of Liberia. So I really
Because of
appreciate it. I really appreciate it. But let me ask you this.
Yeah,
When
go ahead.
Dr. Weah, the comment that I was making earlier, if people continue to say these kinds of nasty things about him and push him away, and he decided to go with other people that don't have Liberia at heart, will you blame him?
Well, I can't blame him. The man is a mother. He in his mother body. He's a human being. I can't blame him.
Okay.
Yeah. Blame him. That's why I said we have to pray for him to not be changed. The man he got for the country, he shouldn't be changed. And he was somehow he talk with anger, and sometimes he got on that. He's a human being, my brother.
I
Somebody
agree.
do that to you, push you too much, you will do something different.
I agree. Thank you, my
We
brother.
live in here, the country we live in here, we can see how the president Donald Trump is acting already. You think that fit in Liberia? The John Weah was the one be acting like that.
Oh.
We do. We all live here, we can see it. Why people can learn? Let us try to love our little country, man.
I know.
Let's try to love that country.
We will continue to preach that, my brother. As long as we have the platform, we will continue to preach peace, and we'll continue to see so that our brothers and sisters will find reason to get out of the partisan stuff, and let's support this man based on Liberia issue.
I'm not a partisan. I'm Benjamin Kaka. I'm a former journalist. I was in Liberia. I was trying to do a lot of politics of journalism, and I'm here now. I'm a full member of the OJAT here in America here.
Okay.
So people should know that. Even people that hear me now, they know very well. I'm recognized, and I know what I'm speaking from. But I'm not member of any political parties in Liberia.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just want for us to have love for this country, our country, Liberia. We need to have love for this country and support this guy to do better. What he has decided to do in that country, let it come to pass. I'm telling you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. We hope that you don't be stranger to us. Whenever we come on, please call us and then give your contribution, because we like that, and I think you're a very sensible person, and I think we can learn from you. So thank you very much. We appreciate it, sir.
Oh yes. Thank you too, my brother. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Okay, folks. Samson told LeBron Public Radio. I'll just make this point. I think the brother stated here that there's no reason to pay attention to that. It doesn't hurt me though. I'm not hurt because my name is Blaku, elephant skin. And those of you that are from the countryside, I'm from Town, Grand Judea County, Republic of No. I start that all over. Town, Bason District, Grand Judea County, Republic of Liberia. And those of us from the countryside, when I say elephant skin, you know what it is, a very thick one. So nothing can move me. But the only point that I'm trying to make here is that there are other brothers and sisters here that are watching, that comes out here and read these comments. If you write something that perhaps doesn't portray you correctly, maybe because of some sort of thing that you're angry about, take your time. Before you say send, read it. Does it represent you? Does it represent your view? I'll let my case. Let me. Okay. Oh, somebody. Oh, I can't answer that one of my son. Oh, maybe my son wanted to comment. Let me see. Hello, this is Samson Toll, LeBron Public Radio on LeBron Public Radio. This is my son, Nelson. Any comment? I'm scared. Nelson, you all live. This is Samson Toll. Nelson, are you there? Hold on. Oh, my phone. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, okay. This is Samson To. Forget about their business. I'm not there right now. I'm Samson To. LIBERIA Public. No, I'm just kidding. How you doing, baby? You're live.
Doing
You're
all
live.
right.
You're live on
Yeah.
LIBERIA Public Radio. You're live on LIBERIA Public. What's on your mind? Anything that I'm discussing, or you want me to call you back later?
Yeah, I'll call you back. I had no idea you were live. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. For sometimes we do these things. My son called. Of course, I saw his name, so I knew it. But he's one of those who's always gravitate towards the African things. He play music, and the only music that he will want to play, besides Michael Jackson and I call it Jimi Hendrix, the other music he play funk sometimes. He play guitar, by the way, but most of it it's all Ivorian music. You're talking about how do you call him? What's this guy? Ajay, Nesta JJ. That's all he played. Jackson Peder. That's all he played. This other guy, Dale, the guy, the other Ivorian singer. Those are the kind of music that young men gravitate. By the way, let me get out of here and say thank you very much, folks. This is Samson To, LIBERIA Public Radio. I truly enjoyed myself this evening. Thank you very much, and let's do it again next Wednesday. Folks, please, whatever it is, let's try to stay peaceful. Thank you, and good night.
Mama Jolioba. Tout le bleu à eau. Ça va qui a naïo. Nous c'est bien mon dieu. Ça va qui a naïo. Daddy ça mon you ça va qui a naïo. Kaido away. Ça va qui a naïo. Monte masele away. Ça va qui a naïo. Imania pour mon wedio. Ça va qui a naïo. Anansiole, Anansiole,